You know how some people absolutely love coriander, but for others, it tastes like a mouthful of soap? Ever wondered why that is? Well, it's actually a tiny, tiny genetic mutation, a little quirk in our DNA that completely changes how we experience food. And that little detail, well, it's the perfect example of how our deep, deep history is literally written right into our biology. So, with that in mind, let's step inside. We're going to take a virtual tour of the Humanity exhibition at the Iziko Museum to really uncover how food tells the ultimate story of, well, us. Our guide for this is the exhibition's curator, Dr. Wendy Black. And her point here is just so powerful. If you really want to understand our history, whether it's your own families or the entire human species, you have to start with food. It's the anchor. So where does a story like that even begin? Well, it's not in some fancy modern kitchen. Nope. Our story begins with the very first tools, crafted millions of years ago. This was an absolute game changer for our species. This innovation kicked off this incredible feedback loop. Okay, so follow me here. Early humans make stone hand axes. Think of them as the original Swiss Army knife. These tools let them access new high-energy foods like meat and bone marrow. All that amazing nutrition fuels a bigger brain. And what does a bigger brain do? It designs even better tools. This cycle became the engine that literally drove our intelligence forward. But this radical new diet didn't just change our brains. It physically reshaped our entire bodies. And you can see it really clearly, starting with our teeth and our jaws. I mean, just picture it. Our early ancestors, they were eating tough barks and hard-to-chew plants. So naturally, they needed massive, powerful jaws and huge teeth just to grind it all down. But then, we mastered fire. We started cooking our food. And as our meals got softer and easier to eat, our jaws and teeth just didn't need to be so big anymore. They became smaller and more refined. We literally evolved from crunching to cooking. This brings us to a super important point about evolution. You know that classic image you see on t-shirts, the March of Progress, where an ape slowly stands up and turns into a human? Yeah, forget that. Dr. Black explains the reality is way more complex and, frankly, way more interesting. It's more like a braided stream. Different human species were coexisting. Sometimes they overlapped, they intermingled. Our family tree is a lot more tangled and interconnected than that simple drawing. So, after millions of years on this wild, braided journey, we arrive at modern humans. And while we look incredibly diverse on the outside, our real story, the one written in our DNA, is one of profound unity. Now, here's a fact that might just change how you see things. Genetically, you and every other person on this planet are 99.9% identical. All the visible differences we see, skin color, hair texture, eye shape, all of that is encoded in just 1/10 of 1% of our DNA. Biologically speaking, we are one family. So that begs the question, right? If our biology makes us nearly identical, what creates the huge differences in our lived experiences? The exhibition explores this with an exercise called the Privilege Circle. And what it shows is that the factors that truly shape our lives, things like home ownership, your education, your wealth, even skin color, they aren't rooted in that tiny 0.1% of our DNA. They are the result of the societies and the systems that we have built. And this is where it all comes full circle, right back to food. Food is the thread tying this entire 7 million year story together. It's what fueled our brains, it's what shaped our bodies, and it connects our deep ancestral past to our shared human present, right here, right now. The tour is part of the wider Food Indaba festival, and it leaves us with this one final, powerful question to think about. Our journey has been shaped by 7 million years of human intelligence. But as we enter this completely new era, what story will artificial intelligence write for our food? And for us?